girl Ashley. I be ballin' with the IBB. I be ballin'. Basketball show. See. Ain't that a tight logo, y'all? Ain't that a tight logo? So today's episode is gonna be about JAMORANT and other players giving JAMORANT advice. As basketball fans, you guys know the JAMORANT situation already. With this, he showed a gun on Snapchat, and there was an investigation and all of that. And there's been other incidents with his mom at finish line. Another incident with a 17-year-old boy and him and pulling a gun out on him. Whether it was JAMORANT or somebody in his crew, it was allegedly. And so he's gonna take time away from the team. Obviously, he might be suspended for I don't know how many games. I don't know how many games the NBA is gonna give him, but he's been out for the Grizzlies for a couple of games so far. And he wrote an apology, and also he is seeking counseling. And I think that's good, because even if this didn't happen, I think counseling is good to talk to someone. But right now, we're gonna see other players' advice. And, I'm going to give you my advice and my thoughts on the situation as well. So it's like a reaction video. So the first one is Gilbertarenas. Now, people know Gilbertarenas. He was a former basketball player, right? He was playing for the Wizards. And, he brought a gun, right? In the Wizards facility, and he was suspended for 50 plus games for the rest of the season and all of that. So he knows firsthand. So let's get it poppin'.
All right, now Gil, if you could give John one piece of advice, and I want you to look into your camera. If you could give John one piece of advice, what would that be?
At 23, you really are not really listening to anybody at the time, because we feel invincible. So I want to let them know that you're not invincible, right?
I agree.
This is just the beginning, and everyone that comes into contact with you, you're not going to be able to trust, because you don't know if they're trying to trip you up some more. You don't know if they're going to be genuine. So now this is really a eye-opener to see what the world is really like. Your life has actually changed, and you don't even know. When it comes to tiers, you are a one-tier player. You're supposed to be the future. And then this is just real reality, because no one's going to tell you.
Keep it real, no chill.
You're number one. You, Luka, Tatum, all that. They have now bumped you to tier 2, tier 3. No matter what you go out there and do, moving forward for at least the next 3 years, you're going to be behind those players because of the image. You're going to have to really sit back and re-image yourself, unfortunately. It's just one of those things where you want to be mindful, but you still have to be a little real. If you don't get voted in the All-Star game, those coaches are gonna look the other way. I mean, a lot of things are gonna happen no matter how good you play. So, it's one of these things where for the next 3 years, you're really gonna have to duck your head and just play basketball, still keep your same personality, and not get in trouble, for you to get back to who you were 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago before any of this started. So, and I just want to tell you that it's going to be a tough one, especially mentally. just watching how everything unfolds around you. But just understand at the end of this dark tunnel, there will be light. And,
For sure.
the Kobe's, me now have came out of it, just stay strong, keep working, and then, let your game play for itself. Right now, this is when you really just shut the world out and just play basketball and, just try to be mindful of the things you say, the things you do. But it's going to be, you're going to have to, work on your image again for you to be put back in that top 3, because no matter what anyone tells you, you are now in top 2, top 3. You're going to be the Trae Young, you're going to be averaging 28 and 10, and they're going to somehow leave you off the All-Star game. All that's about to happen, unfortunately. But, just mentally be prepared for it and just keep going.
That's well said.
That was some great advice by someone who really knows the situation at first hand. I agree that people are going to be looking at him differently. Maybe he may not make an all-star game, like you said, even though he's putting up numbers. I think the Grizzlies, they got a great chance at winning the championship next year. Hopefully, Brandon Clark gets healthy and Brooks improves and Jackson improves. This does, hurt the team. But I do agree that people are going to be looking at him differently. A lot of people are saying he's a wannabe gangster and a thug. And so people are going to be looking at him differently. Obviously, he's one of the bright stars of this game, right? And a lot of kids are looking up to him. So a lot of people are like, you're not a good role model. But we have to understand that he's a young kid with fame and fortune, and sometimes some people don't know how to handle it. And he's gonna have to. I like what Gilbertarenas said. Duck your head and just get to work. He gotta change his image. I don't know how he could change his image. Gilbertarenas did say after this video that he might have to cut his hair. And I remember when Allen Iverson had that bowling incident, he did cut his hair. And I do remember him growing it back eventually. But then he cut it again. And he's like, he had to go through a lot, because a lot of people see him with the braids and the tattoos. But he's like, I just gotta be me. And I think JAMORANT is gonna have to watch what he say and do. But he also can't lose the real Ja, which is confident, dancing, and he likes his, dreads. So hopefully he doesn't cut his hair, but some people might advise that. And let's get going to another guy. Charlesbarkley talked about it on Inside the NBA, about this controversy. Let's hear what he has to say.
We got to be serious on this show sometimes. Man, this situation for you young kids out there, man, guns, especially in the black community, the way we killing each other is just really unfortunate and sad.
Yes.
And it's always been a problem, but it seems like it's gotten worse in the last few years, black on black crime and the way we've been killing each other. But to have one of our brightest stars have 3 gun incidents one gun incident is too many. 3 is way over the limit. I want to applaud the Memphis Grizzlies for handling it the way they have. I hope the kid grows up and mature and get better people around him. I think one of the reasons Adam Silver has been quiet, I think the Grizzlies like, hey, he's out. He's going to be out at least 4 more games. We just can't pat him on the wrist and throw him back out there. So I think Coach Jenkins and the Grizzlies have did a fabulous job. But it's time for JAMORANT to grow up. Next year, he's in the process. His new deal kicks in. He's going to make, it's worth 5 years, $231 million.
Ooh, lots of money.
Man,
Moolah.
you can't screw this up.
Jeez.
You're one of the best basketball players we got in this league. You're the face of one of the new faces of our league. Everybody love the way you play. And you're out here acting like a damn fool and idiot. And it's not all on him. The people around him. Because he's 23. We're all stupid at 23. I mean, I ain't going to get on here like I didn't do stupid stuff when I was 23. But you have to surround yourself. Man, being famous ain't easy, especially now. With all these video cameras and
social
every
media,
fool got an opinion on TV now, and everybody
TikTok,
got a
Twitter
account to cut you up. You got to really surround yourself with adults, man. And I feel bad about the situation because I don't know the kid, but to put himself, and now he's screwing the team, Ernie. When you're the best player on the team, when you get suspended, like, it hurts the whole team. So not only he let himself down, I love the way he apologized to his family and his teammates in the city of Memphis and the coaching staff. But man, there's no need. If you need a gun on you all the time, you're going to the wrong places. And I'm a gun guy. I don't never touch my gun unless I'm going to practice. But I ain't never just carrying it around to show people. And like I said, I'm not one of those guys who's anti-gun. But if you're going to have a gun, you have to be really, really responsible with it.
The healing process, as Taylor Jenkins refers to it, continues for JAMORANT, again missing.
Yeah, he definitely got to grow up. He definitely got to heal. And sometimes it's hard to heal when, you're in the big spotlight. He definitely let his team down, a lot of fans down. I think, he can repair this, but it's just going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. And maybe he should not carry a gun. Maybe have a bodyguard with him that carries the gun, Also, he definitely got to cut ties with a lot of people because whoever you rolling with, maybe they're a bad influence. We don't know because we are not JAMORANT. We're not in his circle. We don't know his life fully. But, I don't think he's like, I don't think he's a dangerous or bad person. I think he just wants to portray an image that's maybe not really him. Because when he first came into the league, he was like, I'm all about my family, my dad. And that's the image that people want. And then all of a sudden, these gun incidents happen. And yeah, black on black crime is terrible, tearing up the community. But also Memphis just had an incident where cops were beating up black cops were beating up another black man. And so it's very controversial, And recently, like, the strip club photos came out, and I'm like, he could go to the strip club. That's okay. That's fine and dandy. It's not about that. It's just about the gun. And also, like, I think he was rolling 9 deep at the finish line incident. And I'm like, who are these 9 people that you rolling with that's ready to beat up security guards? So he definitely got to cut ties with people. Because if they're really your friends or family, they wouldn't let you even be around certain situations or incidents. They'd be like, no, you stay at home, I'll take care of it, and stuff like that. So we talked about a former player, 2 former players, and analysis. So let's go to the next video. This is Paul George talking about the encouragement he would give Ja.
You give to Ja right now?
I think the positive encouragement I would give to him is, first he came out and made the statement apologizing. I think that's first step. One thing I don't want him to be is not himself. Like, we gotta respect who he is as a person. So I don't want him to now shape to be someone that he's not.
Say
just
that.
Because the microscope is on him. Like, he's gonna have to cut ties with some people. And I think as a young kid that's maturing and growing up and becoming a man, like, you'll realize some people are good for you and some people aren't. And that's part of life. There's no love lost. It's part of maturation as a man. Like, you want to grow. The plan is to always grow. And so I think he's going through that phase and understanding that, like, I can't have the influence that I have around me because I'm someone that's putting the influence on the next generation.
Right.
It's a deep hole that he's got to climb out of. When you get that rap as what people want to label him as now, as a gangster, and hearing Skip call him a Crip.
Call him a Crip.
Like,
Skip
I
Bayless.
think he's taking it too far. Like, you're
Boo.
really, you know, putting dirt on, you know, a messy situation when now you're trying to label him as a gang member.
You know, Skip
He
always
made
trying
bad
to skip
decisions.
somebody.
Everybody's
Trying to
made
skip their
bad
career,
decisions.
skip their life. He just always trying to skip
He
somebody.
always trying to skip somebody's life.
Skip your ass about it.
The
Skip ass about
in the
it.
grand scheme of things, we all make mistakes. We've all had to learn from mistakes that we've made. Ja is no different.
If I'm out somewhere, if it's me, Dallas, YT, A1, I can go down the line of our homies.
Mm-hmm.
If we see your big, tall, ugly feet ass carrying a gun doing it, I know I don't.
Somebody's gonna
I'm not
step
gonna
in.
be scared to if
Right.
you get mad at me
Right.
or tell me, Jack, shut up, I got this.
Right.
No, I'm gonna say, P, put that up.
Right.
Get it to somebody that's the security, the knucklehead. Let me get that.
It's just period. If I know, like, if I'm his homie and I'm in his circle, and I know we having drinks and we lit, like,
It
I'm
gotta
not
be
gonna let
somebody
you
that's
get
not
on.
drinking.
I'm not gonna let you get on your phone.
Everybody can't drink.
And broadcast it publicly. I'm not even gonna let you get to that point.
Yeah, they're kids. I mean,
True stuff.
they're so young, and I agree that he needs to have.
True stuff. You know, he's young. Everybody makes mistakes when they're young. I agree. You know, you gotta watch who you surround yourself with. Some people say you are who you hang with, and that's sort of like it is. Because and people be making fun of him like Ja Wick, JAMORANT, and have memes and all these pictures with him guns, and yes, some of it's funny, but you know, this is somebody's life, so we gotta it's kind of like somebody gotta give him tough love, you know, whether it's his mom or his dad, gotta give him tough love and be like, you gotta cool it. And we do want Ja to be himself because he's a very confident person. He laughs, he dances. We want him to be himself and not have to be like guarded or not, you know, original or real, you know. But something that Dame said in this interview with JJ Redick stood out, and basically he's talking about how the league is changing for the worse, and he's talking about how there's NBA. When he came in, there was NBA vets around him, and he learned a lot from them. The Grizzlies don't have any NBA vets, so if Ja had some NBA vets around him that were much older than him, that could teach him the game and what to do and what not to do. Like, let's say Udonis has helped the Heat culture. He don't play, right? But he's helped in other ways. And what if Udonis Haslem was on the Grizzlies? What if they had veterans around them that can not only teach them how to win, but teach them how to win off the court as well? Would this even have happened? Because the Grizzlies are a young team. They're successful, but they're young. And that's what's changing. And let's hear Dame talk about it. And I think this could help JAMORANT if the league did it.
Perspective on where we're at right now and sort of what the differences are from when you first came in.
I mean, I would say the biggest difference is, how do I put it?
Say it.
I'm gonna say it. No, that ain't the problem. I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? When I came in the league, I put it like this. When I came in the league, like, Jason Kidd was starting for the Knicks, and Grant Hill and Kurt Thomas and Kenyon Martin, you know, it was like real older dudes in the league. I played with Jared Jeffries. He was 40 or 41 or something. Earl Watson was 40 when I played with him. I played with like real vets, and it was a lot of stuff that I learned about being a point guard, or how to lead, from Mo Williams and Earl Watson and Jared Jeffries. And they didn't even play, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just the way that they showed me how stuff had to be done. I had no choice but to respect the game. I didn't have the word I was looking for is entitlement. Like when I came in the league, you had to earn not just what you get from the team or like the respect. You had to earn your space on the team. It was no, you the 6th pick of the draft, it's your team. Like, what is this your team stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think now the biggest difference is you don't have that veteran presence. So you got players who are more talented than ever coming into the league. They're getting picked, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're making more money than those picks ever made. So not only that, now you're giving them the keys to the franchise. There's nobody there to really let them know, like, you super talented, but like you got to earn stuff around here. You know what I mean? You got to earn your way. So they come in and everything is just given to them from the beginning. So that affects how they are, the way they play. Like, they play for themselves. They play for stats. They, think that they're LeBron James when they make an all-star game, or, they get a max contract. It's just different. I don't know how to completely put it together, but the NBA I play in now is not the NBA that I came into. And I expect it to evolve. Everything is constantly changing. But, like, I feel like I play for the love of the game. Like, I want the competition. I want to know what it feels like to win. I want to see my teammates do well. I want to see my teammates get paid. Like, I enjoy the bonding part of it. Like, we spend more time with each other than anybody. But now it's like, that don't count. Regular season don't count. Get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's the MVP. This guy did this. He the first. It's like, bro, what is this stuff? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right. Hey, Giannis. There's Giannis. Dame Dollar is keeping it 100, and I think it's not just the Grizzlies. It's the Rockets. It's the Magic. It's all these young, teams that are giving the keys to, young players without them, really earning it. And I think this relates to JAMORANT, because if JAMORANT, let's say, because they traded Mike Conley, and everyone knows Mike Conley, he was the Grizzlies point guard for a long time. What if they had kept him for maybe just a year, so he could learn, so JAMORANT could learn from Mike Conley? A lot of their players are young, their starters are young, and then guess who's backing them up? Guess who's the backups? Young players, right? And they need a Udonis Haslem in that locker room, and they need vets. Dame Dollar named so many vets, and I think that's what's changing. And my thing is, like, I understand you're trying to develop the young players, but at the same time, you need to develop the culture as well. Also, what's wrong with having 2 veterans, 2 OGs? You have 15 spots. Why not? Because 13 players play. Why not have 2 vets on your roster that can, show you how the old school is and show you the way? Also, you have 2-way contracts, so those are young players as well. So all these the youth movement, it's like you need a balance of youth, but you also need a balance of vets. And I think that could help the Grizzlies and JAMORANT and the NBA as a whole. But thank you, guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who likes, comments, and subscribes, listens to my podcast. Thank you for staying with me. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. more and more videos are coming, so don't worry, I'm gonna keep pushing out content. But I just want to say I'm rooting for Ja. He's a highlight reel. His dunks, his swagger, I love it, and I just hope that he gets the help he needs even after this situation is over. I hope he continues to have counseling and talk to someone and eliminate the distractions and the bad influences around him. And he says he's a family man, so I just hope he stays around his family and just continue to work. And obviously people are gonna have a hard time. They're gonna be hard on him because his rep is now, he needs to repair his rep. But I am still rooting for him. And thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be pushing out a lot of basketball content. It's March Madness time. The NBA playoffs are going to be starting soon. Then the WNBA is in the summer. I'm going to keep pushing out content. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. You heard? From Ashley, I be ballin'. I be ballin'. See ya.